All right, you all come in, hit that like and share button. I'm live streaming a little later in time than I normally would, but I saw this live stream by Papa Duck today, and I had to come in and piggyback off of it. So let's get as many people in here as we can, because this is a very important message. I always share messages, but I emphasize the ones that I deem as very important. So come in again, hit that like, hit that share button. Let's get this message out. October 1st is Saturday, which is the turn of this currency system reset. Oct, as in octopus, the number 8 means a new cycle, right? The number 7, September, means a divine transition. So let me fix this camera. My camera looks a little crooked for whatever reason. Let me try to adjust this camera. Okay, that's a little bit better. So come in. Just have been religious and teaching people this. Just have been religious and getting people prepared for this recession that will turn into a depression, the worst since the 1930s. So I'm going to get right into the subject. Again, I saw the live stream by Papa Duck. I really want to piggyback on this because he broke down what the straw man is, right? He broke down taxes, right? That people that work jobs or self-employed persons pay the most in taxes. But this is the thing: people recognize information, right? The Bible says, "Forever gaining knowledge." But not having a change of mentality, not having a change of mindset, not having a change of actions. People are knowledge seekers. They seek knowledge. They know the truth, but they do nothing to change it. They want to have discussions about it. They want to be a victim. They rather be victimized. In fact, Second Timothy 3:7 says, who are always learning, right? But they are not able to come to a knowledge of the truth. Timothy 3:7 says, who are always learning but never able to come to a knowledge of the truth. There's people who's always learning, no matter how you open their eyes, no matter how you reveal the truth to them, right? They are always learning, Second Timothy 3:7, but they never come to the knowledge of truth. Thank you so much, Grant, and Kevin. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I thoroughly enjoyed my birthday. It was something very unplanned. I saw people that I have not seen in a long time. I enjoyed seeing them. I enjoyed my Monday night celebration. As 926 also brought in Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah also means the beginning of a new year, right? Rosh Hashanah is celebrated starting what that the 25th, right? The 25th, and it ended on the 27th. That is, it was Rosh Hashanah 2022. It's the year 5783, the Jewish calendar, and it began from sundown on Sunday to September 25th, and it ended at September the 27th. And people, I've been telling you this as well. Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year. It marks the beginning, right, of a new year, 5783. I know you've been taught that a new year begins in January, but that's not true. That's the Gregorian calendar. Once you are able to base things off the Jewish calendar, right, and time frame, and the Hebrew and Greek, right, then you're able to predict and tell and pretty much have a prophecy of what's going to happen in the future, or in most cases right now, the very present future. So Rosh Hashanah is begin at sundown because the Jewish calendar is based on phases of the moon cycle. Also understanding the new moon, even in the Bible talks about the new moon, right? And the moon cycles, even how that works with cryptocurrency. But I'll get into a whole different topic. So again, come in, hit that like and share button. This is the new year, 5783. 5783. October, the number 8 means the upside down infinity sign, which is new beginning. So let's get started. I'm going to play for you all what I saw on the Papa Duck live stream today. And this is going to help you financially if you want to be helped, right? This is going to help you financially. But the disclaimer is if you want to be helped. So let's play this and let's get it started into this discussion. You see the number on the screen to text cash flow. That number is provided because everything that I'm about to teach you or show you, I have the solution to it to help you, right? So let's go.
Check this out. The United States Corporation is a
Hold on. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Evidently, we have some internet. I'm having some internet problems, but thank you for the birthday wishes. And after saying this, people, if you want to remain stuck, if you want to remain blind, that's your decision. If you like a good barbershop conversation, a good church conversation about how you victim, going to the beautician, complaining about the government, complaining about politics, but not wanting to change, then that is definitely your rights, your choice, right? But the truth shall make you free if you want to accept it and if you want to take the corresponding actions to change. So let's listen in.
I want you to understand something for those who didn't hear me the first time. Check this out. The United States Corporation is a private company. The non-federal Federal Reserve Bank is a private company set up in the year 1913. As is every court, every police force, and even Congress is a company and not a person. Just in case you're not aware of it, the purpose of any commercial for-profit company or corporation is to make money for its owners and shareholders if there are any. The people who you think as the government don't do anything that earns money. They instead take money from you. And their main job is to make sure that you don't realize that they're in the same position as IBM, which takes away millions of your money every year. So why all the pretense of there being a genuine government which you elect and who serves you? They don't want you to understand they're just running a company which produces nothing of any worth. Meet your straw man. The crazy part about this is, and this is no disrespect, but 9 times out of 10, your mama don't know nothing about what a straw man is. Because this is out of a book called Meet Your Straw Man. Your mama don't know what a straw man is. Your father don't know. Your granddaddy don't know. Your brother don't know. Your banker, the person at the bank that they don't know. And that's the crazy part. How could something this important people don't know? This is why I say it's very important that you get information from people that know these things. Okay. I told y'all a million times the United States of America is a corporation. That's all it is. It's just a company. And you go out and vote for presidents that don't do nothing for you, have no value for you, for you. You know why? Because the everyday working person is the one that gets screwed over the most. Who you think pay the highest taxes? Why do you think businesses get more tax breaks, gets more help from the government? Look at the PPP loans. While you was fighting over $20,000, which is crumbs when it comes to business, honestly, which is crumbs. They gave these people millions of bailout money. Do you think they pay they employees this money? You think black folks are the only ones, not just black, but just the lower level people, minorities are the only ones that commit crimes? And these big ass companies commit crimes all day. It's called blue collar crimes. You think they pay their employees the money they were supposed to pay them out of the PPP loan? No. And this is how the rich keep getting rich, because the rich take care of the rich off the backs of the poor. You need to put that on a shirt. Poor people, working people, the everyday person get taxed the most. Then how can the poorest person be taxed the most? And this is the crazy part. People are so under this spell so they can't even come up out of that. And I'm like, what math are you doing? If you working making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, why are you paying so much taxes when you got people making millions of dollars a year paying little to no taxes? You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. And I've told y'all this 1,000 times. Regular everyday people do not help the United States of America build up the United States of America. Business people do. Because you got to understand, you need business people to oversee the workers, even though the workers are the most that's putting in the work, which is the everyday person. They're the ones going to work, putting the hammer to the nail, you know what I'm saying, laying the concrete. But it's the person that delegates, the boss man. They the one who the government caters to, because they oversee you, the poor man or the poor person. No disrespect, but you get what I'm saying. But it's crazy that people haven't figured that out yet. People don't need government. You don't. Why? Construction companies can build their own construction, right? And come up with a way to make it affordable. But this is how you know the papal bull is real. And I keep saying papal bull until y'all go research it. The papal bull.
So that's what I want to share out of that with Papa Duck. He went over the book, The Straw Man. He went over that you are the straw man. He went over that America is not a country. It is a corporation. Most people don't understand that. He discussed how employees and those self-employed pay the highest of taxes. And if they teach you this in school, your mindset coming out of high school would be to be a business owner, not an employee. Right. Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes over and over and over again, and most people don't get it. It go right over their heads. He says that the rich does not work for money. They work for assets. It does not mean that rich people do not take earned income and invest it into passive income or residual income opportunities. It does not mean that rich people do not work. What it means is rich people take this fiat fake monopoly money and they turn it into real assets. See, they work, but their mindset is, I'm not working for money. I'm not working to pay bills and to only spend money to pay bills and to take a vacation away to be able to afford to take a vacation. Some people cannot afford it. They put their vacation on credit away from, from this lifestyle because I hate the labor that I'm doing. And I'm so tired of people saying it's the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans' fault. No, it's your fault. It's your fault. Because you're seeing YouTube videos like this, you're seeing the truth exposed, and you still want to play the blame game. You still want to be the victim. You don't want to take the corresponding actions. You don't want to text the number on the screen. You want to live with bad credit. You don't want credit help, and you don't want a financial education. But guess what? Okay, I see a comment here. The Democrats are really full of it. I'm so happy my eyes are open. After Obama's first term. Oh. Now the Democrats are full of it. The Republicans are full of it. But how many Americans are full of it too? Because they don't want to change their financial bad habits. See, Albert Einstein said it like this. You cannot solve your problems with the same thinking that created them. And that's what people are doing. The same mindset that has bad credit, right? The same mindset that have a negative cash flow. The same friends that you've been hanging around that's not better than you financially. You don't want to surround yourself with people that's doing better financially. You don't want to invest in that education or change. You want to sit back and blame government. If your eyes was open, for example, Delia, I don't want to, mispronounce your name. After Obama's administration, what did you do then? Start voting for Republican? See, a Democrat or Republican, I can ask people, okay, did Bush make your finances better? President Bush. If you were living on Ronald Reagan, did he make your finances better? Did Bill Clinton make your finances better? Did President Obama make your personal finances better? Did Trump make your finances better? No, they affect the economy. Who make your financials better is you. You. Your decisions decide your wealth. Simply you. I'm not on here. I tell people all the time, left wing, right wing, same bird. Right? They can have Bloods and Crips in the streets. It's red versus blue in the streets. But that's not how it works in government. They are together. They are unified. Presidents do not affect your personal finance or your FICO score. They affect the economy. It's your decisions whether you're going to invest in a good economy or prepare for a bad economy. Now, because this is what's coming, President Biden says he's going to make U.S. capital gain tax rates the highest in the world. You're seeing other currencies failing globally. Paper currency. President Joe Biden proposal for taxing the wealth would make the capital gains tax in the United States the highest in the world. So that's for people that flip Forex, cryptocurrency, flip houses, those capital gains tax. The many reasons why people can't hold on to investments and get taxed 0% from holding on to investments is because they are in negative or neutral cash flow. Again, what if this was taught to you in schools? And this not to put the blame on schools either, because that's like going to McDonald's and wanting to know why you can't get a Wendy's burgers from McDonald's. The schools are government entities. Is not designed, or neither is it in the plan to teach you this. That's like expecting religion to free you from prosperity. That's not the purpose of religion. The purpose of religion is to keep you broke and poor. I'm going to pause right there. Selah, pause and think on those things. Even though it's more rich and wealthy people mentioned in the Bible, even though the Bibles give you the blueprint for wealth and prosperity, even though Deuteronomy 28 says, I give you the power to I give you the power to create wealth. Most religion teaches poverty. They guilt you into giving and they preach you most into poverty. So Papa Doug was talking about this. The E stands for employees. The S stands for self-employed or small business owner. The B stands for a business owner. And see, most of the self-employed think they're business owners, and they are not. They own a job, OWN. The employee is own the job, ON. So on this side, the right side of this cross or quadrant is where people are taxed the less. So this is why the rich, they accumulate money, but they don't work for the money. They work for the assets. The working class and the middle class work for cash. They brag about things like cash value life insurance policies that's giving them cash back at a depreciating rate. They brag about things about how much cash they have in their bank account versus their assets. The middle class, the upper middle class do. The working class don't brag about their cash or their assets because they're living paycheck to paycheck. Or as Dr. Lynn Richardson puts it, paycheck to Monday. They get paid Friday, by Monday they're broke. The I stands for investor. I earn money in all four of these areas, all four of these quadrants. But the employee, between the FICA taxes, your federal and some state taxes where it apply, you're taxed 40% total. You're taxed the first, and self-employed or small business owners are taxed the worst. Because the more money you make, the more the government takes. The S can also stand for specialists like doctors and lawyers, or six-figure income earners, XIX. The more you make, the more the government takes. So what you would do if you're financially intelligent is ask yourself, how can I keep more of the money that I'm working for? It's nothing against a job, especially if you are using your job to put it in passive residual income opportunities. Passive, the most inexpensive residual income opportunity that a employee or six-figure income earner that would give them the biggest return on their investment is a home-based business that teach tax strategies, which is what I offer you, what you had an opportunity. I don't teach a home-based business that's just telling you to sell more products because you're getting just more cash. Everything connected to me is about converting your cash into real assets that's going to position you to keep more of the cash that you're making so you can now take money and invest it. Most people cannot live by the 10-10-10 rule, which is pay yourself first 10%, then save 10%, and then give 10%. They can't live by that 10-10-10 principle because the government is taking 40 to 60% off the top, people. So this is why I have CPAs through the home-based business by testing cash flow. And if you don't want to test that and you don't want to invest in that, then, because the price is not the problem. It's very inexpensive. It's people mindsets. My CPA through this home-based business just got my business partner an instant pay raise of $714 every month, every paycheck. And he said that he can do it for about 70% of people that had jobs. Small business owners, there's 3 months approximately left in 2022. You can get 470 extra tax deductions. That's for the business owner and the employee. That's like writing 470 paychecks to yourself. That if you don't have a home-based business that you're missing out on. Now, this is even more to be concerned about. Okay, someone says America was better under Trump. Tell me, right, what assets or what did you do differently when Trump was president? Since you said America was better, did you invest in the stock market that he was, pumping or overinflating? Did you invest in stocks? What assets did you get during President Trump's presidency? Since the economy was better. Because to me, you can't say the economy was better under any president if you didn't acquire more assets. It's assets over liabilities. Assets put money into your pockets. Assets feed you. Liabilities starve you. If the only way you felt that it was better under Trump because gas prices was lower, or grocery prices was lower, which is true, but you're still losing the concept. I'm not here to have those small level conversations. You're welcome to be on the channel, and I get what you're saying, but I'm tired of people saying the economy was better under a certain president, and you didn't do anything better with your finances. Like, you didn't get into business, you didn't form your own business, you didn't flip your arm. You're not in a position to get past. And I'm not saying this against you. I'm just speaking in general. You didn't learn how to take earned income and make it into passive or residual income, because people trade a whole lot of time for a little bit of money. And if you continue to do that blueprint, you are going to work, pay bills, and die. Warren Buffett said it this way: you have to learn how to make money in your sleep. So I'm not here for the political conversations, because in 2008, when the housing market crash happened, I came in and bought my home cheap. Now I have 6 figures of equity in it. But guess what? There were some people, unfortunately, who bought high, and they bought their houses the highest uh, price in the market. See, if you really want to be rich and wealthy, you have to learn the principle of buying low and selling high. They're just like cryptocurrency. People come in and they want to get cryptos when Bitcoin is at an all-time high, when they should have got it when it was blood in the streets, when it was bloody and boring. Because once you do your research on what cryptocurrencies are real and will be used in this new economic system and which ones are fake and phony, you don't have a problem investing, because you have financial education about what cryptos you are investing in and why. But the people that want a quick fix, right? The people that look to get rich quick are the ones who stay broke the longest. Utility bills about to skyrocket. Here's how to slash yours. Fall is here. As the temperature starts to drop, the price of electricity, natural gas, and oil are set to rise. Heating costs alone are expected to jump more than 17% across the United States compared to last winter, outpacing inflation and hitting the highest prices in more than 10 years. And I still have some people who are talking about the good old days when this person was president and that person was president, and nothing about their financial situation changed. Inflation, people, let me tell you, has been happening every year. The dollar is always depreciating in value, no matter who's the president. It's not like President Trump gave us the cheapest gas prices that we've ever seen. Right? It was cheaper during other presidents' administration. It's not like, gas was rising during Trump administration. But they just, put it on $1 temporary, and people was like, oh, or $2, right? Where it was $1. And people were like, oh, happy days are here again. But anytime you inflate the bubble, it is going to burst. The dollar has been losing its purchasing power since 1971. Also, gas prices are increasing. West Coast gas pricing is spiking, and it's not because of the hurricane Ian. And my prayers are with everyone in Florida. Right? I pray all is well. So you got California right now. Gas prices are over the national average by almost $2. Also, the Fed inflation numbers are coming Friday. So, people, we can keep playing with it and keep thinking it's a game. You can keep playing with this. You can, you can not prepare for the winter, because as the Game of Thrones says, winter is coming. You can keep talking about, right? And another thing that Papa Doug brought out is bosses why bosses or business owners get paid more than workers, because they need someone to oversee the workers. That's the concept of slavery. That's the concept of slavery, to have someone in charge of the workers, to have a lord, right? To have most people, for example, biblically, they have no idea biblically what a lord means. They have no idea the difference between God, Lord, and Jesus in the Bible. They don't know that the word Lord simply means someone who has power, authority, or influence, a master or a ruler, your supervisor, your boss on the job is your Lord. That's your Lord. And so now that the times are changing, the economy is changing, my thing is, and this is something Papa and I both teach, how long are you going to live with bad credit? Credit can't be fixed. But do you have the mindset to invest in it? I tell people those same credit cards that you use to mess up your credit, you can use those same Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex to fix it, to pay somebody to fix it. But it's all about a mindset. And just so you know that I've been teaching about the strong man for a long time. And I know some people say, that's why I'm getting out of this system. I'm going to be a national citizenship. Listen, if national citizenship was the way rich and wealthy people would have been paid, lawyers and people of prestige, to make them national citizenship. National citizenships not only mean that you are out of the grid as far as your taxes, but you are out of the system in order to make money. So what is a more intelligent decision is to convert your Social Security under the auspices of a corporation. And a home-based business have more tax deductions than any other entity. That's why it makes sense to connect, not only because you can increase your credit scores, not only because you can get an instant pay raise, you may be losing hundreds out of your paycheck with me by texting cash flow, but because those should be the beginning and foundation steps, whether you already own a business or you are an employee, to get the maximum tax returns so you can pay least in taxes and keep more of your hard-earned money. So this was May 17, 2022, where I'm teaching about the straw man, right? But I would rather make more money and pay less taxes than to live in poverty and try to fight all the things you have to fight legally for national citizenship for under $200, investment in a home-based business. So I'm gonna play this for you all. I did this in May. How to, do the straw man, because they want to get out of taxes so bad. They want to get out of taxes just that bad. I have the knowledge. But the reason why I don't really talk about this and I tell you about a home-based business is because it is so hard. You have to live like a nomad. And you have to live in poverty. Some things you have to give up. Like if you're in an accident, legally, you're not required to receive health procedures or anything from a doctor once you use the UCC code. Meet your straw man, whatever you want to know. So what is a straw man? I read right from the book. Let's read. Let's go. A straw man is a fictitious legal entity created with the hope that as the child grows up, he or she will be fooled into believing that he or she is actually the straw man. You pay all sorts of imaginary costs and liabilities that get attached. to the straw man with con artists. So how's the straw man created? If a baby, for example, is named James and the family last name is Martin, then you would expect the birth certificate to read James Martin printed on it. If that is what is printed on it, then all is well and the genuine birth certificate and nothing more. However, if any other name is there, then the document is not a birth certificate, but instead it is a creation of a straw man as James Martin. Now, alternative entries might be on the birth certificate. For example, James Martin in all caps, Mr. James Martin, Mr. James, or anything else. But it will not show James Martin in small caps. That's why your birth certificate and Social Security have your name in all caps. You're a corporation. So, imaginary costs come with this. When your name is in all caps and you're in a corporation, costs and penalties come with this. These imaginary charges include income taxes, council tax, inherited tax, capital gains tax, road tax, import tax, value added taxes, loan interest when you take out a loan and credit, bank charges, and anything else that full-time professionals can think of that are confident that you will not notice that you never agreed to pay and don't need to pay because now you become a legalese. Full-time professionals think of. And Grant said he has that book, but you know the thing about it, when you get people out of that system, because again, people have been told to just hope and believe, their eyes are open and they still don't do anything at all. Because people are addicted to negativities. That's why the news give it to you all. CNN, constantly negative news. ABC, always be creating chaos and conflict. People are so addicted to talking about negative, knowing the truth, and so addicted to want to be able to know the truth and dispute the truth, but will not do any changes. Again, second, that scripture, 2 Timothy, never coming into knowledge, forever learning, but never coming into the knowledge of application. See, it's financial information, it's financial knowledge, and then it's financial systems, and then it's financial application. People don't want to apply anything. They ask me on so many live streams, what books do you have? I have a whole nother book on it, right? A whole nother book on the topic besides Meet the Straw Man. And let me say this. Let me read this about Shemitah year and the year that we are in, 5732, beginning October 1st. The ancient Hebrews had a better way. Every 7 years, they canceled a debt and started over freshly anew. The farmers didn't have to give up their farms, and family did not have to give up their homes, so the system worked very well. We are approaching a financial reset, a reboot, and a reoccurring of the financial system. This is all about acceptance for value, understanding the HJR code of 1933, understanding that gold and silver is real money, right? Understanding about the straw man, understanding that the Federal Reserve notes, aka cash, are debt instruments, and you cannot pay a debt with more debt. Minus $10 is a minus $20, for example. So if someone gave you an invoice, which is also called a bill, BIL, and you're paying them with the Federal Reserve note, right? That's also known as a bill. Then they cannot cancel each other out. So America gets its funds backed by created money with your number one signature when you create a loan, whether it's for a rent, a mortgage, or a vehicle. Your signature creates money, creates loans for the Federal Reserve and the energy of your labor. Why do you think your jobs call it human resources? Because you're the human resource. And if you're going to continue to earn money under your Social Security period and you don't conjoin it or connect it to a home-based business, see, the only thing about small businesses and self-employed is that you have, I would say, more freedom unless something happens to you and you can't physically work anymore. Now, what's the plan if you're sick or injured, right? Someone says, Grant says, I want to go forward with you, but have to be careful with all the pros and cons. Okay. I don't know what pros and cons you're talking about. I mean, you can Google the tax benefits of a home-based business. And this is probably not for you, Grant. I don't try to convince anybody anything. If you don't want to see if you're overpaying in taxes out of your paycheck, if you can give yourself an instant pay raise, if you think it's pros and cons and fixing your credit, if you think it's cons and adding a home-based business so you can pay lease and taxes legally where you don't have a tax bill or you don't have to worry about audit. See, I said again, what keeps most people poor is their mindset. They will research a business opportunity, but they won't think twice. Ain't nothing wrong with researching. But they would say, I'm researching, I'm doing the research. Let me talk to my better half. And your better half, both of you all together, are in non-better financial situations. You're talking with your spouse, and both of you all live in the same household, and you're in the same bad financial situation. If talking to your spouse would have helped you financially, you wouldn't be in that situation. People always want to talk to somebody who talked them out of helping them financially, but you don't think twice about spending. In fact, people will convince themselves that they should take a vacation on credit cards that they cannot afford. They will talk themselves into that, but will talk themselves out of an opportunity to help them financially. And that's okay. Because I'm not for everybody, and everybody is not for me. I don't want to be with business partners who don't understand I'm getting taxed. I'm the highest as an employee and self-employed, and having a home-based business that teach me these strategies will help me. If you don't understand that, we're not going to make good partnerships anyway. Right? The straw man, people spend years trying to get the straw man. They don't ever get it, or they have to live in poverty once they do and be harassed by government. That's just not the lifestyle for me, but to each his own. So here's the solution. I just listed 4 problems, right? Or I'm going to list 4 problems. Here's the solution. You find your extra cash. You get, because taxes is your biggest stealer of wealth. So what the government's taking away. You turn those cash into assets. Cryptocurrency is not on here, or silver, but there are people within the organization, the home-based business membership, that are invested in both, and including myself. And you take that cash, asset cash, you get more cash. I prefer if you can buy and hold your assets as long as possible and create cash flow, get cash flowing assets such as real estate, such as cryptocurrency as well. Cryptocurrency can give you passive income. So you take cash, you find the extra cash right from the money you're already making. And this is for a reason why most people never get to the assets column. They work their ass off, but they never get to the assets column. Number one, a third of your money has been taken in taxes. You work January to April. That's why April 15th is the deadline to file your taxes. You work a fourth of the year to pay the government. It is not financially smart, people, to be getting a tax refund, because means, again, if fund mean money, meaning you're getting your own money back, but at 0% interest, right? When you can be using that money to invest and get 5 or 10x return on your investments versus getting a 0% return from the government. That's all a tax refund is. So now, because a third of your money is taken away from taxes, now you're chasing that third. You say, well, let me go borrow money. Let me go get in credit card debt. So now you give the banks your money, the big banks, wherever you get your credit, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, right? Your local banks. You borrow money, you use credit card to make up for the money that's been taken away because you don't know how to get this money back. Now big businesses come in. They market to you. January, New Year's celebration. February, Valentine's Day. March, April, May. March is spring break. Then Easter. Oh, I also forgot St. Patrick's Day. Celebrate some people. May is graduations. Then we got Mother's Day. Then June is Father's Day. Then they add Juneteenth. So big business market and advertise you. They have a plan systematically to take your money, to get you to spend back into the economy, to give money back into these businesses. Then they come to July, another Independence Day. August is back to school shopping for most. September, let's celebrate Labor Day. Then football season, we haven't even added in sports or birthdays or anniversaries. October is Halloween approaching next month. People start Halloween shopping in August and September. And I already for Halloween, they have Christmas set up for December for you. And then Thanksgiving, and then they have Black Thursday. People can't even finish their Thanksgiving meals without going shopping, getting up early that night or the next morning for Christmas on their mind already. Programmed to be poor. So now you got inflation that comes in, gas and groceries and daycare and your everyday expenses. So these 4 things is 4 reasons why most people won't ever build assets. And people, if you don't ever build assets, you're going to work until you die. See, I don't care which way you want to do it, whether you want to become a straw man. Okay, Grant, I got you. He said that was for the subject of straw man. Okay. It doesn't matter if you want to become a straw man. It doesn't matter if if you want to chase waterfalls or unicorns or rainbows. It doesn't matter if you said, I'm going to look for the pot at the end, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. These things going to have to come down if you want to be financially free. If you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck or paycheck to Monday. Your taxes has to come down. That's taxes you paying on capital gains, whether you're flipping real estate, forex, or crypto, or you trade in stocks. That's taxes out of your paycheck. That's taxes from your small business. Your debt has to go down. Debt is anything that should give money to the banks, not money to you. Yes, the rich and wealthy use and leverage credit. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care how much money a rich person has. They use their money to get assets. But the middle class and the working class use the bank's money to get liabilities. And that's why they don't do better financially. And you have to cut down your expenses, which will also decrease your stress. And at the same time, people, you have to operate at a high credit score. You have to get your assets up, especially if you're going to work your ass off. And you got to get more money. Some people, listen, 70+% of Americans right now are earning around $50,000 a year. With inflation, with the price of everything, gas and groceries, everything going up, You have to get your income up. 2,000 square foot homes right now are $400,000. So these are the action steps. If you want to implement them, text cash flow. Right? Thank you. He says speaking facts. This is the solution. Some people want to make it hard. I'm going to look for the pot at the end of the rainbow. Okay, keep on. I'm going to pray about it. Okay. I'm going to speak to my spouse. You've been married or in a relationship for years. And the reason why you're in a financial situation now, because both of you all think alike. One person got to decide we're going to think differently and learn differently about finances. You may not be on the same page with your spouse. But if you're on the same page with them and you broke, someone needs to be on another page anyway. So if you're a W-2 employee, to increase the money coming in your paycheck, which means reduce the amount that's coming out in taxes by experts doing this, not just you going to HR and say, hey, I want to make an adjustment to my W-4. And then you make that adjustments and you don't have business tax deductions to balance that out or to exceed that adjustment. Now you owe taxes. So here we have an automated expense tracking that you can track your tax deductions on, your mileage, your expenses, and take a picture of your receipts. Automatically tracks all of your mileage, expenses, and receipts. You upload your two most recent check stubs so you can keep all the money, your hard-earned money, in your hands. Increase your deductions. And you also can get your last three-year tax returns to see if you've been overpaying in taxes, because you have up to 3 years to dispute that. Within 24 hours, your new W-4 will be ready, showing that you are partnered with this MWR, which is abbreviated for Make Wealth Real Membership. The first thing you got to do is decrease your taxes. Again, United States is a corporation. So you have to be a corporation if you want to win this money game. They also have the experts who file your taxes for you. So you can't say with Queen, my cousin that doing my taxes said they never heard of a home-based business tax deductions. Well, it's there. See, CPAs and tax specialists are supposed to keep up with the annual tax codes. And this may be something that if they're not educated about, they don't know about. But it does not mean it does not exist or it's not legal. Now you got to get rid of bad debt. You got to have a debt elimination plan. You need a financial GPS that's going to help you. Sometimes the strategy of paying the lowest bill out first or debt out first psychologically is good, but mathematically is not smart. So you need a mathematical plan that's going to save you not only your monthly payment and make that go away, but to also save you interest. Because the more interest you save people, the more money can come back to you. Also, the third step is to shred your bills. The expenses, remember I said 3 things you have to get down? Well, this is how you get your expenses down. I'm telling you, I showed you natural gas prices are going to increase this winter in the next couple of weeks by at least 17%. Now you have professionals, right? And I told you in the straw man that they have professionals who keep people from legally being a straw man. Some people not only not have the knowledge, they don't have the time or the money to be a straw man. Like this recession is coming, and we only have 3 months left in this year. We're already in a soft recession. You don't have time to think about that when we are in a recession economy that's changing to digital assets, that's going into a depression. And you're still trying to figure out a straw man that's going to take you years. That's like building a boat in a storm, in a hurricane. Well, I'm going to figure out how to build this boat. See, Noah built the ark before the rain came, not in the rain. You learn how to be a straw man in a good economy, not in a crashing economy. Time is not on your side. So negotiate your natural gas, your cable bills, your cable bundle, your internet, your television, your cell phone. People have saved hundreds and thousands, and actually, collectively, $14 million have been saved to create more cash flow just by this membership. Your satellite radio, your security, your pest control, your water delivery, the expenses you're paying anyway. Also raise your credit scores, people. Listen, a good credit score is good, but it does you no good if you don't have the cash flow. It's called the resilience score now. So they're looking at not only your good credit score, but they're looking at, do you have the cash flow to match it? You don't have the cash flow, your credit limits are going to get slashed. You won't get approved. But some people might have the cash flow, don't have the credit, but you at least need the credit. The other steps will free up the cash flow. It will give you more cash flow. It will increase your paycheck. But with bad credit, and it will help you slice your bills. With bad credit, the cash flow doesn't matter. So you upload your credit reports, right? You click enroll now. You upload your reports and ID. This all comes under one umbrella to take care of all of your financial issues that you may have. And maybe some of them you didn't know you had. You might say, well, Queen, I don't need the credit part. Well, I tell you, you need the tax reduction part because there's more money coming to you. That's more cash flow. That's more money to prep food that you're going to need for this depression. That's more money to invest in assets that's going to help you, such as silver and gold, for this economic reset. That's more money that's going to help you now get your expenses deducted, where you won't be one of the Americans who cannot afford their light bill or their utility bills. So reduce your taxes. Let me show you the numbers, right? I've heard men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. So let me show you the numbers. The average for people instant pay raise through the reduce my taxes strategy is $350 per month. That's the average. The deductions, the total tax deduction that you get from having this home-based business model is $400 per month that's saved. Per month, people. People, that's $250,000 of total tax reduction that's saved. Your bills, average per month, $140 that's saved. Bill negotiations, $3.5 million that's saved. Because again, they negotiate your bills with, you don't have to switch services or services with negotiations that you can't get, that you don't know to get. Because this is just like Costco or Sam's. When you have people that's doing it in a bulk, the company is now able to get discounted prices that you calling in and stand on the phone with your Netflix and threaten to switch from DirecTV to Comcast. It won't get you. This is a bulk bundle, so the benefits are bigger, right? The discounts are bigger that you can't get by yourself. People, stop trying to get wealthy by yourself. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire. That self-made millionaire, either they have a good CPA, they have good attorneys, they have good CFOs, they have good staff around them that's consulting them. There's no such thing as self-made. They have a team of experts. Destroy your debt. The average member, 64,000 saved of just debt that you were paying out high interest, whether you had a low credit score or you didn't have the cash flow and you got insufficient fund fees because you can't pay your bills on time. So extra fees and interest is added on it. The average credit score increased 126 points. That's have saved the members just $500 per member. So people, get extra cash, get you some assets. So now you can buy back your time. There is a such thing as buying back time. Because now you don't have to exchange all of your time for a little bit of money. And now you can have a team and you can have assets collectively working for you. Again, the rich do not work for money. The rich get money. They work for assets. Listen, the rich go for broke, meaning they don't have a whole lot of cash on hand. Their cash is tied into real estate. It's tied into tangible assets. It's tied into silver. It's tied into gold. It's tied into things that are going to increase their equity, because you need a plan as this dollar loses its purchasing power to inflate this dollar against inflation. And you can only do that with putting your cash into assets. So a couple of testimonials I want to share you all, and I'm logging off. Dana Turnquist in the business entity with me, right? Own multiple family units and Airbnb properties. Cash, asset, cash, or cash flow, rather. Retired airline employee credit score was increased from a 603 to 746. Also, sharing this with others puts you in a position for residual income. He's earning $40 in daily guarantee, which is $1,200 a month residually to the earned income he's already making. And he's the owner of the 72 Beetle used in vintage car production shops. So this is a passive income stream for him. Donald Owen, retired military, $300 a month. Instant pay raise were taken from the money that he was already making. He did not know he had, right? Through the pay raise strategy of reducing your taxes from your paycheck or your earned income. And on top of that, he earns $150 in residual income. He took that, invested in a boat, and now turns that boat into passive income by renting it out on average from $300 to $600 per month. People, cash, asset, cash. My question to you is, what assets can I help you build so you can stop working your ass off? See, the wrong ass is working for you. Your assets supposed to be working for you, not your ass all the time, not your physical labor. You're not always supposed to be exchanging active income for cash. You should position yourself to earn money passively and or residually. Ms. Quanah Sims, former club manager, credit score increased from a 612 to 781. Paid off 3 credit cards and became debt-free July 2020. Now, she may have paid off those credit cards because she had liabilities with them, right? She may be using those credit cards now to invest in this gold, or maybe she's just using straight up cash. Daily guarantee of $140 a month by sharing this business with others as well. She takes that and she invests in physical gold, cash, asset, cash. Test cash flow to the number of screen. Let me show you one more. These are 2 brothers. One more example, one more testimonial of how people are getting rich in this recession, how it's levels to this. Chuck and Richard Harding, they buy, sell, flip, and invest in real estate. These are real assets, real people, right, who are taking advantage of paying less taxes and then still not having a tax liability of owing the government. Derry Ray, my other business partner in this entity or organization, is debt-free. Credit score was already good at a 734. Now it's at an 834. Retired military sergeant. Owns livestock, cattle, land. You know, the Bible says that Abraham was very rich in gold, silver, livestock, and land. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. But text me cash flow to the number on the screen if you want access for the reset, if you want to get rich in a recession, if you need improved credit score, if you now understand the tax game and why having a home-based business is much more better, quicker, faster, and more productive financially from a financial perspective than trying to find, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and be a straw man. If you want to continue to have conversations and blame the government and talk about, how good it used to be in the good old days and not focus on the future days, hey, go have those conversations somewhere at the barbershop, beautician, or, whatever you like to socialize. Maybe it's your church group. But I'm here for the people who want help, who's serious about building wealth. Also, we have a team training tomorrow to help you get residual income, make more money on top of the money that you're already making by sharing these financial services. Financial services in a recession, right? They thrive. They thrive because people need them. One of the companies that you don't have to worry about going under or business models in a recession or depression is financial help services. I'm not talking about selling weight loss pills or a special juice that can grow you a third leg that only 2 people can go to the Himalayas and get. Now, I'm not talking about some miracle juice, right? I'm not talking about a weight loss pill or portion. People, we're expected to go into a food famine. Unfortunately, people buy product of that, of not having food available, is going to lose weight. I'm talking about recession-proof moves that you can make right now. So not only that you're recession-proof, but that you get rich. See, these wealth transfers are the best times to get rich. The rich legally pay less in taxes because they understand what the government gives tax incentives for, and that's where they put their money. The working class and some of the lower end middle class personnel don't understand it. But if you watch this video, you understand now. So text cash flow to me at 254-788-1144. It's easy and simple to get started, to get your cash flow, your credit score, and your assets up. Thank you all for tuning in. I enjoyed the live stream. Thank you, Papa Duck, for the inspiration. You all also subscribe to the channel. Make sure it is gray. And by the subscribe button, hit that bell next to it. Support the channel on YouTube. If this is any help to you and or your family or friends, you all have a great night. Let's get ready for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Right? Queen out.